I want you all to take a good look at this man's face. A real good look at this man's face. Because in the boxing world, particularly among a certain tribe of troll and delusionary type figure, the story is that boxing commission and inspectors, they're all clean. It can never be corrupt. It could never happen. Well, I've got some bad news for you. Real terrible news, in fact, that the mainstream media will not report on, because, again, it's more facepalm moments. This gentleman here, before I continue, massive shout out to Drew Titan, because if it wasn't for Drew Titan, I myself would not have known about this story. And shout out to my brother on Instagram, and sometimes pops up here on Facebook, on YouTube, that sent me the link about this particular story. So I want you to take a moment to reflect and recognize mainstream media for what it is, and alternative new media. Shout out to LBDBC for this. Shout out to Drew Titan for this, and this excellent piece of journalistic work, find out this information. So without further ado, we'll take this ugly man's face off my screen, bring my face on, take him off the screen. Thank you very much, sir. Your services are no longer required. And not just me saying that to you, but Bob Bennett said it to you as well. Right, so good evening. Boxing commissions in Nevada, Las Vegas, America, and we're going to talk about that gentleman that was in our picture a moment ago. Shout out again to Drew Titan, who wrote the article. This is an article which I'm going to put up for you now, so you can go and check it yourself. I'll put the article in the comment section, so you can all have a look at it. There we go. The article is there, so you can all go and do the research yourselves. You can check into it, look into it, and do whatever. This is what your mainstream media should be doing. But they won't report on this because, again, it brings another face palming moment. And as I've said already, the main corrupt anyway, they're working hand in hand with these promoters. But here we go. Let me bring the article up for you. Just like that. As Tommy Cooper used to say. Right, the article reads, there's our friend again, happy as ever. Las Vegas police detective arrested on drug charge. Yeah, okay. So what's this got to do with boxing, Bayloric? BWTM, what's this got to do with it? Ingram, what's this got to do with it? It's completely irrelevant. Okay, hold your horses. So this was written on the 21st of October 2019, okay? Bear in mind we've had COVID and all the rest of it in 2020. Las Vegas police arrested one of their own. This guy's a cop over the weekend on suspicion of selling or transporting a controlled substance and destroying or concealing evidence, according to court and jail records. Lawrence Joseph Rinetti, Jr. This is the lovely man. Him, this guy. Let's bring it up again. This gentleman here was booked Saturday into the Clark County Detention Center, but was free for $10,000 bail as of Monday, according to the records. He faces charges of selling and transporting a controlled substance, destroying and concealing evidence and misconduct of a public officer. Well, what's this got to do with boxing, mate? It's got nothing to do with boxing. Hold your horses. He has been relieved of duty with pay, according to Metropolitan Police Department. Metro employment records show that Rinetti, a detective, joined the department in January 2006. At the time of his arrest, he was assigned to the department's major violators and narcotics crime bureau. Yeah, well, still got nothing to do with boxing, mate. Hold on. His duties include covert ops, according to his bio page on the Las Vegas Police Protective Association's website. Yeah, mate, you still got nothing to do with boxing, mate. Rinetti is a board member of the association, which is the Metro Police Officers Union. Steve Grammers, president of the Protective Association, said Monday's morning that Rinetti is entitled to the union's legal representation in his case as long as the charges are directly related to the course and scope of his duty as an officer. Here it comes. Rinetti also served as a ring inspector with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. According to the list of 2019 officials and inspectors, as an inspector, Rinetti ensured Nevada boxing. Let me repeat that again. As an inspector, Rinetti ensured Nevada boxing. Made that quite clear now. MMA, Muay Thai, and kickboxing weigh-ins and events were conducted according to the state law and regulations. Inspector Rinetti is no longer being assigned to unarmed combat events, basically boxing, MMA, and the rest, by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Bob Bennett, executive director of the Athletic Commission, told the Las Vegas Review-Journal. The commission first hired Rinetti to do contract work as an inspector on December the 3rd, 2015. Bennett said Rinetti last worked at an event for the commission on October the 11th. During this time with us, he's always looked out for the health and safety of the fighters and has done a good job, Bennett said. Whatever happened with the Metro is directly a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department investigation, Bennett continued. This investigation has absolutely nothing to do with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So, no other details have been released about Rinetti's case, but records show that Rinetti was arrested in connection with the investigation in June. This guy, working with boxing, and his role in this is to check gloves. His role is to check water. There's another article out there, but this is one of the articles I've got out just for you to have a look at and you can continue looking at this further. So, for you all boxing fans out there that say, well, you know, the commission's safe and it could never happen. Really? 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 I've been telling you this before. That it ain't all in the up and up. But every time I talk, I was like, Johnny Ingram, he don't know what he's talking about. There we go. Now, just for a second, you really wouldn't want, as the commissioner of the Nevada State, you really wouldn't want to be connecting this dude as an inspector of gloves and of water and at weigh-ins. You wouldn't want this guy connected to your big profile boxing matches. You really wouldn't. Because if he's connected to that, you know, it opens a whole can of worms up for a whole lot, because not just that guy will get investigated. The whole load of them will get investigated. You don't want that happening. It's just a bad apple. How many other bad apples are being protected? You've got to ask the question. Here we go. It had to happen. Hopefully he's been arrested for unrelated reasons. Otherwise, that's not a good look, but too early to make assumptions. Now, mate, this was in October 2019. We are now in 2021. I'm sure if I looked further, deeper into this, there's more information. But you are always one to find excuses and find agendas when you want to. You always find excuses. And you're the greatest apologetic in the world when it suits your agenda. The bottom line is this guy stinks. It's a piece of work. He was part of the boxing community, right? He was an inspector and he was checking gloves, right? This guy was getting rid of evidence, right? I say got rid of evidence. What sort of evidence? What sort of evidence? And of course, Bob Bennett's got to say, well, it's not related to boxing or MMA or UFC. Imagine if he was. The trouble. Good evening, sir. How are we doing? Ruben, shake my head, LOL. get out your head out the sand. His head's always been in the sand. It's always been in the sand. For him, the only way Ruben Guerrero understands is when his fighters get violently knocked out. Like when Robert Helenius knocked out that geezer that he's going to have a rematch now. He's going to get violently knocked out again. It's only when guys get violently knocked out that Ruben Guerrero understands. Sadly, he's one of them type of guys. But what's he saying now? Yeah, he laughs because it's true. He laughs because it's true. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is what it is. You all can. The article is there for you to search up, and I'm sure I'm not even going to look even further into it. I'm not going to look further into it. But I will also say this to you: Evander Holyfield did an interview not too long ago. Evander Holyfield's also been on this channel, and Evander said that Deontay Wilder should have checked his water because he didn't look right. Fury also made sure his water was okay. One of his assistants told me firsthand in an interview. In fact, I might just play that interview again, where after the fight, that Asghar Tahir made sure that Fury he looked after all of Tyson Fury's water, so he didn't get drugged in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, that's the article there. That's the article there for you to have a look at, enjoy, and once again, this shows you that the boxing commissioners and inspectors, may I say, are not holier than thou. They're not clean, and they're not all clean, and there is room for corruption. This is just somebody we know, and it's been busted. What about those who haven't been busted? What about those that are still involved? Let's not talk about them. Right, let me get out of here. That's another short. Continuing to expose the rubbish that is talked about across the boxing universe by trolls and people that like to carry rumors. These are the facts there. Check it out. Look into it. Google I haven't got time to Google the guy's name, but if you want to Google it, leave the comments in the comment section below and let this one simmer. I'm sure we're going to get more information about it shortly. This has been BWTM Sports. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. Go to www.bwtmonline.com and download the app on Android. So you don't have to keep coming to YouTube. You can just go to the app and click the app, and you can watch everything on the app. Right, I'm out of here. Don't forget, again, rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share the video, stick the video on your timeline, stick it in through WhatsApp, share these videos, and spread the news, spread the gospel of BWTM Sports. I'm out. Take care.